If you've been waiting to buy an actual respectable water filter until there was a really good sale on them, well, now's your time. The Black Friday sale for Waterdrop filters has already begun. You can save up to $700 off a Waterdrop filter system in addition to sales across their entire lineup. And they are super kind to give us just here on the Elevated Home channel a bonus 5%. I will have all the details down below in the pinned comment and in the description box. I'm not gonna take up too much of your time today. I wanna show you my favorite things from Waterdrop. I have 5 units to show you. I will go through this pretty quickly. That way you can make the best decision based on your specific needs. This is the time of year where these are the absolute cheapest. So now is the time to either ask Santa for one or get one for yourself. Let's jump into it. By the way, I do have all these timestamps below, so if you hover over the timeline down here, you can jump ahead to the water filter that you were looking at, or if you're not quite sure yet, go ahead and watch the whole video. We're gonna start off with their cheapest, the easiest to use, the pitchers. First up, we have 2 of their most popular fridge pitchers. This is the ED02 or the skinny pitcher, and this is the ED04, or it's more of like a block pitcher. The only difference you'll find between these two is the shape of the container and the capacity of the water. This one is designed to fit in your fridge door, so it's very conveniently skinny in order to not only take up less space in your fridge, but also make it easier to access for quick cup refills. And shockingly, it holds 4 liters of water, which is double the amount of water that you can get from a filter that you would get off of, say, the shelf at Target, meaning that you fill this up half as often. It does have a handle. It has a little flip top right there to make it easier to fill, but the real fun part between these two is the electronic part of it. Now you saw it in the little B-roll clip there. It's electronic, which means it dispenses the water faster. It also is going to track how much water is going through the filter so that it can alert you, and it will turn red just like this one. It'll turn red when the filter needs to be replaced. Now you just stop it when you have enough water in your cup, and it filtered it pretty much on demand. So all you do is you fill up the pitcher. You don't have to wait for it to get through the filter to the bottom to then be clean water to then sit in your fridge for a few days. It's getting filtered when you request the water. So this is fresh. It has been sitting in plastic for a week after having been filtered, and they both have the same multi-stage filters, NSF certified to remove chlorine, lead, mercury, and other contaminants, leaving you with clean, safe drinking water. The filter lasts 200 gallons or 1,600 water bottles. If you put that in the cheapest water bottle pricing that you could think of, which was Costco, in my case, a 40 pack of Costco water bottles, that would convert to $840 worth of water bottles that you would purchase before you need to replace the filter in either of these. And the filter is going to last you for months, and it has that filter indicator to let you know when it's time to change it. So you're not changing it too soon. That's a waste of money. Not too late. Then you're not getting filtered water anymore, just on time. So I would suggest the ED02 if you're trying to fit this in a fridge, if you don't have a whole heck of a lot of space, or if you want it pushed up against like a shallow counter. This one, the ED04, it has these carry handles on the side. It makes it even better for camping, to bringing to sports games. It holds 27 cups of water in here. So you're gonna have enough for the entire soccer team in here. You could also leave this on the counter if you prefer room temp water. You don't have to stick these in the fridge. Or in like an office. I used to work in an office that had an incredibly tiny kitchenette, and it was hard to get up and get all the way to the kitchenette. I would have appreciated this in like the bullpen type scenario. I did do a full dedicated review on nearly all of these filters. The next 3, if there's anything more that you need to know about it, the install process, how it's worked after a few months, or anything like that, I will link all those videos down below. Let's jump into the A1 Reverse Osmosis Hot Cold Water Dispenser next. Moving on up, next we have the A1 Reverse Osmosis Hot Cold Water Dispenser System. Reverse osmosis is a whole nother level of filtration, and I don't have this machine here, not because I didn't love it, but because I installed the Waterdrop X12 under sink water filtration system, and it's freaking beautiful. We're gonna do that one next. But first up, the A1 Reverse Osmosis Hot Cold. There was a lot of things that I absolutely adored about this. It's a countertop model, so it's very plug and play, very easy to use. This thing had a 6-stage filter. Starting with a carbon filter, it has like pre-sediment block and all of that jazz, reverse osmosis membrane, and then ending in UV sterilization. Basically, it removes everything from your water. 99.9% of bacteria is killed. I think an average of like 97% plus on everything else that could be in your system, chlorine, lead, mercury, and all of that jazz, well below the safety limits that you would need for your water to be clean, to be pure, and significantly more pure than you would get out of a water pitcher. This is basically making distilled water. Like you could use this on your fish tank and not have to put the little pH drops in because it's all balanced. It is like starting at neutral, starting at 0. Now this machine specifically had a couple of features on it that I do really miss. It has a hot cold feature, which means if you want instantaneous cold filtered water or instantaneous hot water at varying levels of temperatures, you could get that on demand. Right now now I have to suffer through waiting a percolator. It's such a hard life. And I really use the heck out of that cold water function. I would have cold, fresh water every single morning out of the hot water function. You could use it to make oatmeal formula, coffee, tea. It's like, it was so good. It's a feature that I don't see on other reverse osmosis machines. So if you're debating between one that does or does not have hot cold, I'm gonna suggest hot cold because it was a game changer. And the filters actually last a really long time too. So the carbon filter only needs to be replaced twice a year. The reverse osmosis membrane only one time a year. Of course, you can get those on Waterdrop's website. They do also have them on Amazon. So if you sign up for some sort of like subscribe and save, you might be able to do that from their website as well. But like, I can't remember to do those things. Luckily, most everything from Waterdrop will actually tell you when the filter is ready to be changed so you don't forget. But on the downside with reverse osmosis, and these are two things you need to consider. One is removing basically everything out of your water. So you need to remineralize it if you want to get those good minerals back in. Unless you're getting them from another source, another vitamin or something, you can get these remineralizing drops. They last forever and they kind of add that flavor of water back in. And then also reverse osmosis machines create wastewater. Now the standard wastewater ratio on the market right now is 4:1, meaning there's 4 gallons of wasted water to 1 gallon of pure water, which hardly seems worth it. That's not feasible with the cost of water. That's just not fair to waste that much water just to get some filtered water. Luckily, Waterdrop has much higher ratings than that. So for example, the A1 is a 1:2, which is 1 gallon of wastewater for every 2 gallons of pure water. You'll save a lot more money on an efficient machine. So if you don't end up getting a Waterdrop one, look at the water waste ratio. That's going to be your biggest indicator of cost over the long term. Next up is the X12. This is the undersink model. This is what we upgraded to after the A1. And simply because the A1 could not keep up with how much water I was using. I was filling 12 water bottles a day, using it on all of my pets, using it on all of my plants, using it in cooking. So I was finding that I was refilling that pitcher quite often. If you plan on using your water filter quite a lot and you're able to install it in your house, I would definitely suggest getting an undersink model. This has 3 different filters in here. This has even more filtration. 11 stages of filtration. 3 physical filters to change. The carbon filter one gets changed twice a year. The carbon block one only once a year. And the reverse osmosis membrane one only once every 2 years. So not very often. It also has the filter indicators down here as well as up on the smart faucet. Now that's the best part. Before we pop up there and check that out, this does obviously require some installations. So you would need permission from the homeowner or be the homeowner yourself in order to be able to install something like this. It came with everything in the box and it was super easy peasy lemon squeezy. There's only 2 things that you need. A drill with a drill bit, so I guess that's 2 things, and a hole saw that's going to be made for your countertop material. So we had to get one for stone or for granite, if that might be the same thing. All of the hoses, gaskets, everything that you need, even including drill guides, are all included in the box. Let's check out this. This here is the smart faucet. It swivels, so you can fill up cups or pots without having to hold it, and it has this dial on top, so you can choose your ounces all the way from 5 to 64 ounces, or you can choose 999, and that's going to just continually fill. And you'll notice it says UV, F1, F2, and F3. These are monitoring the filter, so when one changes color and you hear the sound, you know that it's time to replace them. And UV sterilization happens every time you go to fill up your cup. It's the last stage of filtration. So you'll see it turn on when I fill up this cup, and it fills up the cup super fast. And also, the best part of this machine is that it's actually putting the minerals back into the water. So this one has a remineralization feature. And essentially what that remineralizing is doing is taking basically distilled water, the reverse osmosis water, and turning it into alkaline water, which is what a lot of people go to the store to buy and literally spend a couple dollars per bottle. This isn't even Costco Kirkland 40 count package pricing. You're talking literally thousands of dollars probably. And the wastewater ratio of this is even better than the A1. This one's a 1:3. It's 1 gallon of wastewater for 3 gallons of pure water. You don't hear it. You don't hear it kick on. You don't hear it draining. You don't have to do anything other than changing the filters when it tells you to maintain this one. This is highly suggested, my favorite. Oh wow, this last one is a total curveball from what we've been talking about. This is a water filter, not for drinking water, but instead it's for skincare, hence why we are in my bathroom. I installed the undersink Waterdrop soft water filter meant for skincare. It is enriched with a mineral called strontium about 2 months ago, and my skin is happier than it's ever been. This 7-stage skincare soft water filter goes in line with your cold water supply to remove the impurities from your water and then add in that mineral called strontium. And strontium is known to have hair, skin, and teeth benefits. It can rebalance the pH levels of your skin, reduce dry patches and eczema flare-ups, reduce acne, reduce the excess sebum that gets gets trapped in your pores, effectively then reducing your pore size. Now this one's installed in my sink, so I haven't seen any particular hair benefits, but it is also said to reduce teeth sensitivity. Now I didn't want to put that one to the test because I do have sensitive teeth. I don't know if there's enough studies behind it for me to willingly put myself in discomfort or what I think could be a perceived discomfort in order to test that. But if you have sensitive teeth, this could also be something that's good for you. I've seen huge improvements in my skin. I have a lot less acne. I had it kind of going a horseshoe around my face, but I don't have any active breakouts right now, which is shocking. I do have one up here that's healing, but it healed in like 3 days as opposed to it taking a week. I had a lot of dry patches around my chin. Those are nearly gone right now. The oiliness of my face just in general feels like a more normal amount of oil and not as excessive as it had been getting. So what I feel like it's really doing is it's cleaning the skin. It's helping to cleanse the skin better, but also by repairing your skin's moisture barrier, it's giving overall better health for my skin at least. I love that thing. The filter lasts for 3 months or 500 gallons. You could probably measure out how much you use in a day because I definitely don't use as much water in a day for it to only be done in 3 months. I could probably get a little bit further with it, but I've been loving it and I felt like it needed to at least have an honorable mention in this video. And that's it, friends. Please let me know down below if you have any questions. I'll have all the details for Waterdrop's Black Friday and holiday sales down below. Right now is definitely the time to get it, especially if you're looking at that X12 undersink. If you need something that's even more intense than that, they have an X16 that does 1600 gallons of water. Oh my God, in a single day. All the details down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Huge shout out to all my patrons for making videos like this possible. Also to Waterdrop for partnering with me on today's video. They are doing so much leaf blowing work outside. I can't even think anymore. I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. I love you all so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.